I bet you guys wouldn't believe if I told you I got this fragrance for $9. No, this is not an advertisement. Today we are doing a quick review of Turathi Blue. But before we do that, cue the intro. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host, and today we are doing a review of this little guy right here. We have Afnan is the house, and the fragrance is Turathi Blue. I promise you this is a little bit bluer in real life, but the lights are low. And this is inspired by, for lack of better words, I don't want to call it a clone because with all of these, they put clone and dupe on the websites, but I haven't heard it from the horse's mouth. And maybe they claimed that this was inspired by, or maybe they didn't say anything at all. So until then, we're going to just say inspired by BVLGARI's Tiger. And let me just tell you, I got it for $9. Now, let me tell you how. You know, normally when I'm researching a fragrance, I obviously go on Google and I type it in and I see, you know, the fragrance buys and fragrance nets and the various decant sites and all of that and the Joma shops and whatnot. And for some reason on the top, it always shows apps that have a fragrance for sale. And I saw this fragrance for sale for something like 18, 19 bucks. You know, that's a normal clone dupe cheap house price. So I was already intrigued because I was like, you know, I've heard a lot of people talk about Turathi Blue and you know, paying 20 bucks, you know, I'll definitely take that. But it said it was on TikTok. Now I know Instagram has a shop, but I didn't know TikTok is selling stuff, let alone fragrances. And so I clicked it because I was curious. And because obviously it was showing up as the lowest price. So when I clicked into TikTok, I don't know if it was TikTok or the house that it was selling this fragrance. They had some sort of a deal where it was like $8 off. So by the time I went to the cart to check out in complete disbelief, sure enough, they applied the discount and this thing was like $9 before shipping. I think afterwards I paid like something like 11, 12 bucks for this. Full bottle, no, you know. So anyway, I ordered it about a week ago and said this can't be real, but I'm all for it. Take my money. I want to see if this is legit. Sure enough, comes in the mail today. It's the exact bottle, high quality cap atomizer. I think this is like a 75 ml, 3 ounce. Yeah, I think that's 75 ml. I didn't go to school for math, so don't quote me. But yeah, it's Turathi Blue. Now, let's see. Disclaimer: I have not tried BVLGARI Tiger. Heard of the fragrance, seen a lot of YouTubers talking about it, but I have not tried it myself. But I know it's popular, and I know a lot of people, when it comes to that summer aquatic citrus feel, that's what they're grabbing if they can afford it. Now, BVLGARI's Tiger, how much is this sucker going for? Give me a quick second here. It's going for hundreds. Okay, so this fragrance is clearly dumb expensive, and that's why your average everyday person does not own it probably. So I wish I would have went to a decant or something like that to at least try it. You know, like I said, I've got like 40 or something decants, but I never got around to getting it, probably because finding a sample of that would have been fairly hard to find. Maybe not, but that's just, I never got around to it. There's so many fragrances on my mind. I hadn't got a chance to smell it. So I wasn't even going to get Turathi Blue, but it had a crazy deal. So now we're here. What does this smell like? I don't know. We're going to try it out. So sprayed it on the arm. We'll wait till after, you know, toward the end of the video to get that dry down. But let's put it on the test strip and see what our opening thoughts are. Hope you guys are having an awesome week. I know I am. This, you know, I again, you guys know me. I hate note breakdowns and all that. I feel like that kind of guides the nose somewhat to kind of discovering certain things that you're smelling that you don't quite know. And it also helps when you see the blend of certain things. But, you know, just off opening smell, this smells very much, aquaticness aside, this kind of is giving me Elysium vibes. light, airy, crisp fragrance, versatile fragrance like Elysium. But it is not Elysium for sure. Just want to throw that out there. But I definitely thought of that immediately because it's like that sparkly, citrusy, light, multi-occasion type fragrance. It smells really good. Let's just say that. Let's go ahead and go to a note breakdown in just a second. Again, I'm smelling citrus. I'm smelling aquatic, watery notes. I definitely can't pinpoint the citrus. I'm getting like lemon lime vibes for myself personally. Maybe even some like grapefruit or something like that. It's definitely a medley of citrus. So yeah, aquatic citrus is very forward. On this, I'm also getting like warmth. I'm also maybe like an amber accord. It does come off a little bit warm. Like it's definitely watery and crisp, but there's a warmth to it. Like there's a charm that I'm kind of smelling, which is nice because it kind of is alluring. It's not just a freshie that you're popping on to smell fresh. It's got some charm, some warmth, a little bit of sweetness going on the backbone. Really nice scent. Let me just tell you, if Tiger smells anything like this, wow, what a scent. Now let's go ahead and go to the note breakdown real quick. I've got here Tiger and Turathi Blue pulled up, and let's just look at Turathi first before we go into the OG. Citrus, musk. I definitely get citrus, don't get musk. Fresh, for sure, get that aquatic. Woody, not so much. Amber, definitely get that. Powdery, this is not a powdery fragrance for me at all. Warm, spicy, yes, I think due to the amber. Patchouli, it's a tad spice. Like, I'm talking like 5%. If you were pulling hairs, you might find the patchouli in there. Now let's look at the pyramid here. We've got we've got a citrus medley up top, lime, orange, lemon. I think that's just the icon for citruses. I don't know if necessarily it has those three in particular, but definitely a citrus medley. Melody. La la la. In the middle, amber. Definitely get that amber accord because it's got that sparkly sweetness in it. Man. So good. Woodsy, maybe like a cedary vibe, but I feel like that kind of zestiness is more from the citrus, not necessarily from woods. So it blends very nicely. It's not a woodsy scent for me. Musk, I'm still trying to figure out what the heck musk smells like. I've looked up descriptions of it, and I think it comes from an animal, so it's like some type of animalic vibes, but If animalic is what that is, I don't smell that at all. No musk whatsoever. Patchouli and spices, okay. We're going to see on the dry down on my arm because I'm not quite getting it yet. But if there is any spice in here whatsoever, it's like 5%. This is definitely citruses and amber forward, crisp, aquatic, light vibes. Now let's go to Tiger. And I haven't smelled this, so I can't negate any of these. Maybe the musk is more present. Aromatics, I think that's like herbs and stuff. So let's see what the actual pyramid says. Okay, so Tiger is grapefruit forward, not necessarily like a citrus medley. Ginger, okay. Ambrit, and then on the bottom we've got ambroxan, which I think's, given the fragrance longevity. Musk, that animalic, patchouli, and vetiver. So the vetiver is kind of replacing the woodsy note. Maybe the woodsy note, well, vetiver is a tall grass and a root, so it's not necessarily woodsy, but I think vetiver can have like a earthy, woodsy vibe to it. So, but that type of aroma is, I think, replacing the woodsy note in Turathi, and then it's got the patchouli. So perhaps the grapefruit has a different tinge of citrus on Tiger, with the ginger kind of just having that nice fresh zestiness, and then perhaps the musk and patchouli come through more on that fragrance. But I've heard that Turathi is pretty freaking close. At this point, I wouldn't even care if I didn't smell Tiger, because Turathi Blue is just that freaking good. I mean, this fragrance is absolutely incredible. So if I had to be a betting man, I would say maybe this fragrance leans a little more on the slightly sweet amber vibes, maybe a slightly different touch of the citrus in terms of flavor on that front end. And they both have patchouli and spices, so they probably have an equally light note of spice on the backbone. But yo, this fragrance right here, man, let me just tell you, money well spent. If you want kind of like that Elysium vibe, in my opinion, someone's probably going to shoot me in the comments and be like, it's nothing like Elysium. Yo, I've smelled Elysium several times. And the thing that I like about Elysium is it's got that super versatility in the fact that it's just light, crisp, sparkling. I think it's got that vetiver in there. And it must have citruses. Matter of fact, let me just look that up real quick. Fragrantica Elysium. I'm just curious now that you guys scratched my itch. Yeah, so Elysium right here, switch windows. Yeah, we got a citrus, aromatic, woodsy, spicy, amber. All those top notes are in Turathi. So yeah, totally. So it's got a similar vibe to it. Flavor profile is just slightly different because there's a lot more going on in there, but who the heck cares? We definitely have that citrusy amber patchouli vibe going on. So no wonder it reminds me of that. Now, yeah, occasions. So again, I think this is a freshie with charm, right? It's not just that fragrance that's just going to get you by and make you feel good being fresh and going on multi-occasion. I definitely feel like you could go out in this, like light occasion. People are going to be like, yo, that fresh aquatic-y, citrus, sweet ambery vibes. Like, yo, that kind of has some allure and some draw to it for sure. So I think this is definitely multi-occasion. It could definitely work out of the shower, but I don't really think that would be quite appropriate. It would in the sense that it's an aquatic and it's a freshie, but I feel like, you know, you're kind of throwing money down a toilet if all you're going to do is come out of the shower and wear this. You better be coming out of the shower, throwing this on, and then heading out and hitting the streets. Because I definitely think it's, you know, low-key casual vibes, maybe even a bar or something like that. It's definitely a crisp scent for the warmer climate. Are they close, you know, Tiger and Turathi? Probably. Again, I haven't tried Tiger, but maybe somebody sound off in the comments if they're close. I know the general public consensus is that this is a phenomenal alternative to it. But yeah, I can't speak for myself on that. But just looking at the note breakdown, I'm sure they're probably pretty dang close. And let me just say this. You do not have to have Tiger. If you're on a budget, absolutely stunning. You will totally scratch this itch for that citrusy, ambery, patchouli aquatic vibe, that casual multi-use scent that you can just throw in your collection. And this is blind grab. You know, you're going out to any occasion that's not super formal or super serious or romantic. You're going to throw this on and turn some heads. Since it's light and airy, I'm imagining you got to go north of 6 to 8 sprays on something like this. I've heard mixed opinions about the longevity of this fragrance. So just to be safe, start at 6 and work your way up. Yeah, so projection and longevity, it seems light. I haven't had a lot of wear and tear on this yet, but it certainly, you know, has a nice scent bubble to it. But you might just have to cake it on to get that longevity. So again, I don't care about longevity. If you love the fragrance, rock the fragrance. I don't care if you got to put 20 sprays on to make it last. For me personally, I've been really rocking heavy with the decants. You know what I'm saying? If you love the fragrance, throw it in a tiny little travel spray or a decant, get you a little 5 mil, throw it in your pocket and, you know, keep it moving. Reapply when necessary. You know what I'm saying? You might even have a little advantage on a dude who just hit it up in the morning because you got a little more zestiness coming off that freshness since you can reapply. You know, whatever it is, man. If you like the fragrance, don't let longevity fool you. I think sometimes people balling on a budget care a lot about longevity because they're like, man, if I'm only going to have 3 or less fragrances, I need beast mode fragrances. But I mean, you could turn a light fragrance beast mode if you want. It might not in the sense of being a room filler, but definitely in a sense of having good projection and longevity. Bottle cost, again, I think normal price, this is probably sitting somewhere around the $25 to $35 price point normally. Start looking into TikTok, guys, and definitely get into Googling your fragrances, because it's certainly going to show you probably close to the lowest price that you'll find. And in my case, I got a heck of a steal on TikTok. Maybe it's because it's a new platform in terms of e-commerce. I don't quote me on that, but I know a lot of times when you have newer platforms coming around, you know, they kind of have different incentives for jumping on their platform. I know Shop, for me, when I use the Shop app, a lot of times they be having deals and discounts and little seasonal bargains and stuff like that. So for how great this smells, I cannot believe that I basically got it for $10. That's insane. Again, just to summarize, occasions: super multi-use, out of the shower, casual wear, you know, bar night, hanging out with your boys, hanging out with your girl on some casual tips. It's got some charm and romance to it, mostly freshy aquatic citrus. But again, that amber and patchouli really kind of romance this up to be a little more charming and interesting than your average freshie. And lastly, you don't have to get Tiger. I think you would be absolutely thrilled to have this. And then maybe when you get the cash, grab a sample of Tiger so you can put some respect on the OG's name, because I know a lot of people do rock with Tiger who can afford it, and it's a phenomenal fragrance. So, you know, do what you got to do. You know, wherever you're at in your fragrance journey, there are options for you, but definitely consider this one, because for the price point, the scent profile is just an absolute must for your collection. I hope you guys got a lot out of this video. Sound off in the comments if you've tried Turathi, if you've tried Tiger, and you know, if you agree or disagree, I'm all for it. Throw the feedback in the comments. If you've been considering certain fragrances to throw in your collection, if you're on a limited set of fragrances, you will be so pleased to have a multi-occasion fragrance like this in your arsenal, and it is just phenomenal. Final thoughts on the dry down. It's just a beautiful scent, man. You cannot go wrong. It is charming, dude. Oh my gosh. Nice. Anyways, guys, that's all for me today. Sorry, I'm a little bit brain dead. You know, my open and close isn't the smoothest today, but I want to put out good content for you guys. And once I put my nose to this, I had to let you know. So with that being said, hope y'all have a blessed week, and I will catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.